What's up, guys? Powerbang here. We're at war again with Renegados clan from Peru. Best of luck to them. But it's time for some scouting. I know you guys have liked the series in the past where we break down an opponent's base and determine what the best way is to 3-star that base. So let's go ahead and pop one open. Alright, so we come into a fairly high-level Town Hall 9 base. We've got mid-level heroes at level 15, maxed out defenses, it looks like, and looks like he's got a pretty decent start on his walls, primarily level 9 walls. He's got a bunch of level 8s on the outer ring, and then he does have some level 10s in the core here. So when we go to scout a base, our primary things that we're looking for first are where's the air defense placed, and then where are the potential giant bombs located in the base. Now the reason we're looking for those two things is because the primary components of your 3-star attack strategies, are going to be high damage defense building seeking troops, and those are your hog riders, your balloons, etc. So to get a 3-star, you're typically going to have to mix in some form of hogs or balloons in your raid at some point. So we got to figure out how we can mitigate the risks when we go to attack a base. So first thing we want to look at is, can we get 2 air defenses down along with the queen kill and a CC kill by sending either 1 or 2 golems or a small kill squad into the base. When we go ahead and look at this base, we notice that the air defenses are fairly far out. They're not, on the outer ring of the base or anything, but they're separated enough from each other to where you're not going to be able to send in a golem and a kill squad and get 2 air defenses. It's just going to be too expensive to do against a maxed base. So taking this out with a like a shattered Laloon where you send in 2 golems to take out the clan castle and a couple air defenses along with maybe the archer queen if she's in position to be taken out. It's going to be too expensive to do that because the kill squad is going to need to be too big, and then you're also the defenses are just too far away. So I don't think that that's going to be an appropriate strategy for this base. I like hog riders for this base, and I will tell you why right now. So if we look for the potential double giant bomb locations, there's only 4 in the base. We got 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Now these spots down here are 2x5, so you're not going to have room for 2 giant bombs and a Tesla. It's only going to be a combination of 2 of those. So you could either have a double giant bomb, or you could have 2 Teslas, or you could have 1 Tesla, 1 bomb. So that's what we're looking at down here. And then in the core, anytime you see 2x4 spaces that are bordering a town hall, 90% of the time that is quad Tesla. So I'm going to make that assumption that is going to be quad Teslas around the town hall. That would be Tesla here, here, and here, and here. Now the reason that's not really going to hurt me, that assumption will not hurt me, even if they are giant bombs, is there are no defenses anywhere around that would cause my hogs to path over this position if they were giant bombs. Say if I hit this from the bottom and my hogs went into the core and they landed on these expos here, well, there's nothing to drag them across that giant bomb position. The only way there would be is if this was actually a Tesla on each side and then the bottom part, these were giant bombs. And if that's the case, those are single giant bombs and they're not going to hurt you if you have a heal spell waiting for them. So kind of a moot issue in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and make the assumption those are quad Teslas. So what do we got going on the bottom here? We've got 2 potential giant bomb locations, and the first thing that we want to look at when we see these empty 2x4 spaces are what is bordering them. Do we have defenses on each side of the giant bomb locations? Now the answer to that question, if we look at these as being giant bombs, is no. We've got an elixir storage that is on the outside edge of those giant bomb locations, which means if you were to path hogs up to these archer towers, they're not going to path over those giant bomb locations. No, they're going to path up to the mortars and then out through the expos and the air defenses here. So you're not at any risk here of pathing to that location. The only way, again, is if you have Teslas actually in this location. That would be enough to drag your troops there. But if there's a Tesla there to drag your hogs, the 2x4 or the 2x2 space next to it is only a single giant bomb, and you don't have a double giant bomb to worry about at that point, so it's not a big deal. So that is why I like Hogs in this base. Now, we do have some goofy buildings that are, out here that could cause some strange pathing unless we either dive in on those buildings, and what I mean by that is send the Hogs at those buildings to start your raid, or we can look at taking those out in advance. We notice in addition to those, we have a couple cannons on the outside of the base down at the bottom that could create some issues as well. So let's look at the air defense placement at the bottom of this base. You'll notice that they don't quite reach the cannons, and if we look at dropping a balloon to start this raid right here and right here, they're going to be able to take out those cannons basically without being fired on by anything besides maybe one archer tower. So that's going to be a really cheap one-for-one trade. Now, if you look around those cannons for a potential hidden Tesla, you'll notice that these spaces are not 2x2, both inside or outside the walls. So you don't have to worry about a hidden Tesla popping up and surprising you there and screwing up your troop count. So in addition to those balloons, you'll notice that this radius here does not reach the archer towers. So let's check the other air defenses, and you'll notice that those do not cover the archer towers as well. So what we can do is, again, dropping the balloons very close to the wall here, we can drop one balloon, it's going to fly in, drop one bomb on each side. That's all you need for an archer tower is one bomb from a balloon, and then the balloon crash itself when it dies, and those archer towers will be taken out. So now for the cost of 4 balloons, we've got one here, one here, one here, one here. We can drop 2 more on the bottom that will path up to this wizard tower to take it out, and this is going to actually serve as your clan castle lure. So for the cost of 6 balloons, and then also we could send in 1 hog to make sure that there's no hidden balloons in this clan castle. We've gotten the clan castle lure, and we've taken out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenses on the bottom of the base. Most importantly, we've eliminated all pathing to these giant bomb locations, and the only thing left for your Hogs to do is send in from the bottom or go to this very, very small cluster of defenses and path their way up through the base. So now that we've got our entry planned, we need to take out the clan castle troops and get the queen kill done. So how are we going to do that? We'll look at the clan castle troops. They're going to come out when the balloons go in. So where are we going to pull them? Well, you got to look for the queen. Queen is over here on the left side of the base, so we are going to pull somewhere in this area because we want to use our CC kill squad. Basically, we want to do double duty with them, get this, the clan castle troops killed, and then find a way for them to assist on the queen kill. So let's decide that we're going to bring some barbarians and archers, and we're going to drop them over here for a distraction. And as those CC troops come out to meet your distraction troops, you're going to drop your typical CC kill squad of witches, wizards, and the archer queen backing them up. So you got your witches, you got your wizards behind them, and then finally your archer queen. And they're going to have a little, battle royale somewhere in here. They're going to go ahead and take out that clan castle. And then after they do that, they're going to move in and they're going to take out all of these buildings here. And then as they're doing that, and you notice this archer tower here is firing on these guys here, what you're going to want to do is drop 1 wizard here on this laboratory. And that lab is going to go down and create your funnel on the bottom to make your troops path upward towards the queen. So now that the bottom part of your funnel is created, let's see if we need to do anything on the top. So this pack of buildings here is down now. So we've got a builder hut that's still up right here, and then we've got a gold mine. Now, in order to get into the archer queen, we're going to need to bring either a jump spell or wall breakers, and I'll tell you how I would get into this base. I would drop a giant right here to come in to attack this wall. And what you're doing here is you're attracting the wizard tower's attention. That way your wall breakers are free. If you drop them at this location, they can come in and break this wall. You'll need 2 wall breakers that are level 5 to break through a level 8 wall. So that wall is going to go down. Your Barb King, you'll drop just north of your kill squad, and it will target this gold mine first, and then the next building that's closest is going to be this archer tower. Now, as that archer tower and the wizard tower are being attacked, this queen jumps over the wall where she's standing now to attack your oncoming troops. you're able to rage up your Barbarian King and have wizards and witches, etc. Behind them supporting, and they're going to go ahead and take out the queen. So when that's done, you've taken out probably all of these defenses over here. You only have this portion of the base remaining, and then it's time to send in your hogs. So from the bottom of the base, you're going to send in your hogs, and you're going to send a 2-finger drop, and what you're going to want to do is send one group here, one group here. That way they path to each side of this air defense, and when they're done killing it, they split into 2 groups, and they path up through the base like this. Now, remember the quad Tesla that we're assuming is in those empty spots in the core. You're going to want to make sure that you have heals waiting in those positions, as those are going to be a very, very high damage, incoming damage section of the base for you to deal with. And a third spell you can use, as you move out of the core. The fourth spell, quite honestly, you're probably not even going to need it for this raid, but you got it in your back pocket just in case. You can use it on the Barb King and any skeletons that you pick up along the way. So that's going to wrap up this base. Hog the crap out of it. No big deal at all. There's no room for any real surprises here. It's going to be pretty straightforward, and hope to report back a 3-star on that one. So let's check out one more base, try to keep this video a little bit shorter. But in order to do a proper scout, you got to spend the time and spend the time in the plan, and make sure that you got a solid plan if you're going to 3-star bases consistently. So looking at this base, it's kind of a southern teaser style base. Wow, this is vulnerable in so many ways. Looking at it real quick, we've got very exposed air defenses. We can attack this via the air. We've got, air defenses up here that, just 3 hogs, maybe 4 hogs on each side would take those out, no problem. You could also access both of those from the bottom. There are a lot of high HP buildings here with the storages to work through, but that's okay. I still like with these southern teeter style bases is because they're so predictable. I still like to bring a component of Hog Riders, because if you look at the top of this base, let's focus outside the main core compartment. So if you look at this part of the base, there are literally very few spots right now for any giant bombs or any real threats, because you've got one here, one here, and then other than that, there's no potential Teslas, there's no giant bombs. Even outside the wall here, there's not enough room for one. So it's going to be very vulnerable to some hogs coming in on the top side. And, I really like kind of tag teaming it here. So this, I'm going to, I'm going to choose to GoHoWiWi it. And what that is a golem, a group of hogs, witches, and wizards. And I'm going to actually do this without pulling the CC. The queen is going to be very easily killed on the opener, but I'm going to fight the CC troops with my kill squad, which for a GoHo it's a lot more substantial. So I'm going to bring 2 golems. One of them I'm going to put here. The other I'm going to put here. My goal is to target the cannons on both sides, and then have them split to the archer towers and then come back. So that's kind of what I'm hoping will happen, as my kill squad is going to push up and take out the archer tower and then move into the air defenses as the golems are busy working. So they're going to push up like this as the golems are on these defenses here. You're going to need to drop a wizard on both sides in order to take out these buildings and create this funnel that is going to move into the base. So that's going to be your funnel creation. And then I would recommend probably 3 witches. 3 witches back here along with, I don't know, 7 or 8 wizards to move into this base with a substantial amount of firepower. One thing that you're going to want to watch is the bomb locations, and I see a double giant bomb location here, and I see bomb locations that are not quite a double giant bomb, but they're close. I see them there and there, and those are going to be probably your biggest threats, because everything else in here, those are all singles, and singles, as we know, whatever, they're not going to hurt your hogs. You can heal through them. So we're looking at these spots primarily for Teslas or for giant bombs, excuse me. For Teslas, I would guess that you're going to have 1 in this compartment, one in this compartment, and then in the core, my guess is that you're going to have them flanked wide, so that troops get hung up on that high damage town hall and they get just fried by the Teslas. So that's kind of what I'm guessing for the setup for the giant bombs and the Teslas. Now, as your kill squad moves in, the queen is going to immediately jump out to engage your golem. Now, as soon as that happens, you're just going to want to make sure that your Barb King is on this side. He's going to go straight in and kill her. Not going to be a big deal at all. You know, your Archer Queen, you can put her more centralized so she doesn't have as big of a chance of, you know, straying off the side of the base. She's going to move straight in. Now, your goal with a GoHoWiWi is to kind of pick half of the base for, you know, your kill squad to take care of, and the other half is going to be your hogs. So looking at this base, I mean, we can draw a line about right here where we want our kill squad to get all the way up in, and we're looking to take out all these potential, you know, bomb locations with our either witches, golems, heroes, etc. We want to get all the way up in there, and all of this we want to have cleared or killed, and then we're going to send in our hogs from the top. So once they've made significant progress into the base, what I'd like to do is probably take a heal for, I'm going to change colors here to white. We'll denote this half of the base right here. Everything below here, this is all going to be the responsibility of our kill squad. And what I want to do is, as they're, you know, working their way in, we're going to drop a heal in this location, and then in addition to the heal, we're going to bring a rage in here, and that rage is going to be for taking out the buildings as well as the clan castle troops, and then kind of really pushing into this base and taking it out. Now on the top side, we're going to bring 2 more heals, and when we drop our hogs, we're gonna send them from the top of the base. So something like this, we'll do a 2-finger drop, and what we're doing is this position here, we're gonna skip it rather than, you know, hit something and potentially path over that spot. If it's a Tesla, it doesn't matter, it'll get taken out anyways, but one group will come in on this cannon and then path to the archer tower, and then from the archer tower, it's either gonna continue over to the other side or going to drop down to this wizard tower here. It's just going to depend on kind of where they're standing and where the bottom group goes first. So it looks like they're going to stay on one half, meet up at the wizard tower here. The other group is going to path from the air defense and then through the archer tower and the mortar and then into the core. So they're going to meet up in this area here, and then as they meet up and push their way into the expo, you know, you're going to have a heal waiting on them that they can share, both of those groups, something like that. Now, you're going to want to pay attention to any potential, you know, giant bomb locations that your kill squad hasn't gotten to yet. You know, throw a heal on them there, and then because the hogs have, you know, they have support from the bottom of the base, all these defenses should be wiped out. So they're going to continue straight across and then back up and take out the remaining defenses over there. Another heal goes down here. They're standing in it, you know, very little risk to them, and then from that point forward, you're just dropping a few cleanup troops around the base to get that taken out. So that's how I would hit both of these bases. Again, with terrible designs like this one, with exposed air defenses. I mean, literally this base, you could probably take out all 4 air defenses with some sort of golem combination and a kill squad on the bottom, and then a couple hogs on each side. You know, however you fancy hitting something, it's probably going to work. So you just need to think through the plan and then execute the plan when it comes time. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this scouting session that we put together. Hopefully we'll check back probably tomorrow after battle day is over, and we'll post how we did. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Check out the rest of the channel for more tips, tricks, strategies, etc. Subscribe for more information as it comes out, and we will catch you next time. This is Powerbang. I'm signing out.